Hey, Brett here. So tonight I'm going to work on my hip flexors through Jackknife Blaster. Then I'm going to work on hamstrings, and I'm going to do that with a bent leg. So I'll be doing side angle, both sides. And that's both asymmetrical poses, and that's going to warm me up for doing uh, forward splits. So I'm gonna instead of doing box splits tonight, I'm going to be working on forward splits. Now, now that you've stopped listening to me. I've discovered something else that belly breathing does for you. It actually prepares you for social interaction. So let me show you what I'm actually going to be doing tonight for stretching, and then I'll be talking about that strange new thing I just learned. So Jackknife Blaster is against the wall. I'll start approximately kneeling with the balls of my feet touching the wall. I'll take one of my legs and I'll push the shin all the way up against the wall. Knee is on the floor, knee is touching the baseboard. Keep the knee against the baseboard, that keeps it protected. Now, for some people, this might be what you got. If you're sitting all day, your hamstrings are going to be tight. So, eventually maybe you work up, you might use some kind of tool to help you get your body higher. Maybe you can bring your leg up eventually. Ultimately, what you're doing is you're dropping into this leg and just sort of stretching, really get a really nice deep stretch there. I'm going to do that one for about 3 minutes as a really targeted pose. So the next thing I was talking about is side angle. Now, side angle, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to use something under my bum so that when I lean over, gravity is working for me. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a slight bend to my knee. Now, what that does is two things. I can get deeper into the pose, but also more importantly, when you bend your knee a little bit, it brings the stretch a little bit more into higher up into the leg and a little more muscle body. Now, in fact, I will be doing this stretch for 5 minutes, and somewhere about 4 minutes or so, I will actually take the pillow and I will eventually straighten my leg out, and I'll probably have my shoulder on my knee. I can't do that for several minutes, but I will start with the bent knee, and then at the very end, I will fully extend my knee, probably. And then finally, I'll be doing front splits. My right leg is my bad leg, but I'll be doing something along the lines of this. Oh, I don't want to start doing that yet. So I can tell you though that another pose that would be helpful for me is something that would open up the hips like pigeon. But I'm not going to do that tonight because I just did it last time. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start stretching. But as I do, I'll be talking about how a good belly breath can help you prepare to switch context or get ready for social engagement. Get ready though. Yeah, Alexa, play. Oh, actually, I want those pillows. I assume no one's watching and waiting for me. I'm not going to clip this out, but nobody's going to be watching this part of the video, so that's why I'm going to make this a short. And there I am doing the left side first. I almost always do this pose left side first out of habit. All right. I even know why I do that. It is a system one versus system two thing from thinking fast and slow. Okay. Oof, that's good. It brings back. All right. Alexa, 3 minute timer. Okay. Hey, Brett here. So, how can belly breathing help you be prepared for social engagement? Go something like this. The studies have shown, so evolutionary biology has studied uh, what happens when you have a little bit of relaxation in your brain, specifically the default mode network, just before some kind of activity. If it's something like calculations or something like inference, it doesn't really help. But if it's something like social engagement, it helps. So the theory is that our brains have, through a natural evolutionary process, become sort of default preference for social engagement. Okay, so great. How can you induce the mode that allows you to prepare for social engagement? Engage your parasympathetic nervous system. breath work. So when you expand your belly while you're belly breathing, the vagus nerve invigorates your belly. And so sitting actually keeps you from fully expressing your belly. And so it actually keeps you in your sympathetic nervous system. So if you actually belly breathe, and you can do it if you're conscious of it, you can actually expand your belly even while you're sitting. And if you actually do that, you'll get yourself out of your sympathetic system, and you'll get yourself into your parasympathetic system. And if you do that practice on a regular basis, it becomes a cue for, at least for me, it's become a cue that I need to relax. I need to get my breath down into my belly, and so I can quickly sort of change back into sort of a neutral state so that I can switch modes. So imagine, you're in some kind of meeting and you've got two different groups of people. You're talking with one person, you need to switch to a different person, like maybe you're going between tech and business, you know, switch. So there's a little bit of just a little bit of a delay, a little bit of a breath, and you can actually sort of, if you practice that when you don't need to do it, when you do need to do it, you've trained your body to do a quick relax, a quick reset, and hey, let's move to the next thing. Um, and as a very hot-headed individual, I can tell you that uh, it works. Anyway, it has for me. I'm gonna continue my stretching. I haven't got anything else to talk about right now. That was just something that came to mind earlier tonight, and I was doing a little bit of research. Okay, I was using a Perplexity AI to confirm what I was suspicious of. Oh, that's nice. Did I even turn this thing on? I did. Alexa, stop. All right. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Oh man, this side's tight. Earlier I said I was working on my hip flexors, and I actually am, but it's downstream from my hip flexors because I do know that when I'm working on neutral pelvis and Wu Chi, I sometimes feel the muscles I'm stretching right now as being a little resisting of what I'm trying to do with my body. So getting myself stretched here applies to Tai Chi and Wu Chi. And Wu Chi is the state before Tai Chi. Tai Chi stands for the grand ultimate, or the balance of yin and yang. Wu Chi is before Tai Chi. It is without separation, no duality. So it's the source. Wu Chi is the source, and Tai Chi is the realization of the singularity separating into infinite shards of duality. And then the form, you return to Wu Chi. You can also think about that similar to the progression of the major arcana in the Tarot system, which, according to Damien Eccles, and of course I think he's correct because I wouldn't know any better, is actually an encoding of the ritualized magic progression that goes back to Sumerian rituals. Well, I think some systems of magic have a bit of actually the symbology of ritualized magics. The power of the symbology is directly proportional to the extent to which someone believes in the symbology. So if you use a symbol set that has no meaning to you, Alexa, stop. It's not going to really do anything. If you use a symbol set that has meaning, it will do something. If something has inherent meaning, then you would, through continued use, discover what that meaning is. All right, now I want Mr. Mushroom. I need, we'll be using this. Put you there. I want this. That'll work. I only need one of those for the moment. Actually, no, I want two. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Figure four, just in case it hurts my heel, but I'm also going to put this under my knee. And then for now, I'm going to put that there just in case. I'm going to get it bend over. Now that's what I'm going to do for longer because it does take a while, especially on this side. Actually, I said that, and last time I was just fine. Never mind. Alexa, 5-minute timer. Come here. Hello. Can I help you, sir? Pardon me. You are all up in my grill, dude. You're a goofball. Alexa, how much time is left in the timer? Perfect. All right, I'm pretty much as stretched as I need to be in that direction, so I'm going to now do the counter stretch to that one. Valerie Kit Love, or Valerie Love now is her name. I think you'd be very impressed with how much more flexible I am now than I've ever been. And I still got a long, 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 long way to go, I hope. Sorry, buddy. Alexa, stop. Yeah, I gotta come out of that carefully. Ooh, you poor, poor leg. What have I done to you? You know, sir, I just found one of your claws. What do you say to that? Hmm? You sabotage me, young man, old man. Excuse me. All right. Oh, oh, okay. Now I won't need that there for this side. Interesting that I don't actually. Pardon me, good sir. Oh, good. Thank you. Now this knee is a little messed up, so I may keep this here the entire time. I'm not sure if it was this stretched it is. So I'm going to be really careful for a while, even though this is generally my looser side for this kind of a stretch. Alexa, 5 minute timer. Okay, now. Hello, good sir. Alexa, 3 minute timer. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to change my mind on that. If I do this, oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. I'm serious about that actually. Because now I'm going more over my chest, or a little more over the knee, which is what I want to be. So that is brilliant. And that leg's getting no stretch. It's for balance. So in fact, the block is making this, I mean, 4.5 times better, 17 times better. Yes, more around there. Whoa. I give this 5 stars. So there's nothing in my knee. I don't think it was this pose that did that to my knee. Okay. Oh my God, I've got my fucking forehead on my shin. That's insane. Right here. Hell, Chush. This is the Alexa stop. Oh, okay. Now that was the first 3 minutes. Now I'm gonna rotate the body. Oh man, that's tough on the back. Twister before this pose might be a bad idea, but I wouldn't want to do a full twister. I just want to do like maybe 2 minutes. Warm the muscles up. Mm. I gotta imagine this is good for an axe kick. Alexa, stop. Oh my God. Oh wow. That's a cool feeling in that muscle, but if I move too quickly, I'm gonna tear something deep. Feel the, oh wow, that's a real cool feeling. Feel the muscle sort of pretty normal, moving up the, excuse me, up the hamstrings. Ooh, man. I don't feel that now, but I'm gonna feel that one tomorrow. Woohoo! That was 5 stars right there. That was really good, genuinely. That combination, and again, fourth or fifth principle, because there's only three, but the fourth one is it's how it feels, not how it looks. And I can guarantee you, this bend makes it go right here a little bit better, and it just gets deeper in there. So, both are good. And notice again at the end, I just I'm not gonna go back down there again, but at the end I had my leg, it still had micro bend, I suppose, in it, but it was mostly just unbent. Okay. Do I really want to do front splits today? Yeah, I guess I do. Okay, now. I don't want to do this. Actually, wait. Ha, ha, ha. Let's try something. If you don't keep trying stuff, what's the point? I wonder what I'm doing. Huh? Am I interrupting you licking your butt? I'm sorry. Yeah. Get on top of that. There you go. All right, now this is gonna be here. Yeah, this is gonna be here. I keep these because Penny bit those off. Just to keep. Okay, get rid of that. Oh, okay. Now, come here, Bricks. I should have had you a little closer. Okay. Alexa, 4-minute timer. Let's stay here for just a bit. So what I'm doing is my legs a little tender, but I'm more concerned about my hip. I need to sort of sit here and let my hip relax. So I'm using the brick as a leverage point to get a little more stretch more into the hip so I can relax straight down. And ooh, I might be able to do that a little bit better if I get a little higher. There we go. Now I've got my center of gravity over on the hip better. Okay. Mm. Alexa, stop. Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's not side. Jeez, ouch. Yeah, that hamstring is nicely stretched. This hip flexor is also a little angry at me, so just a second. Yeah. All right. It's late and I'm going to go to bed, Mr. Chesterfer. Alexa, 4-minute timer. Yikes, that's already far enough for, let me just hang out here for a little bit. Oh, careful. Ah, well, mm. Oh, boy. Alexa, stop. Oh, ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hip flexor, right. Hamstring left. Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't a very long session, but it was definitely Good enough session. Have a good night. Breathe right. Don't let the chest up first. Bite. Careful on the center. There we go. Never had my shoulder blades on the floor like that. Wow. Oh, oh man. And that must be because I did Jackknife Blaster tonight. That's why that felt good. That also helped cut my leads a little bit better now. Letting the blood return. Ooh. Oh, I'm not sure how long that was. Probably 2, 3 minutes. But yikers. What am I doing? Go to bed. Just go to bed. Just go to bed.